Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Courtney. If you're returning, welcome back. Today we're getting into Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 1, Episodes 7 and 8. I'm looking forward to them as per usual. Let's see what we're going to get into, but very quickly, if you are supporting over on Patreon, thank you so much for the support. And of course, if you're watching this video with military affiliation, thank you so much for your service. And y'all, we don't waste time over here. Sometimes we do a little bit, but today we're not going to, so let's get straight into it.
We have orbited the two major planets of the Beta Renner system, taking aboard delegates from those two worlds.
Oh, delegates. Here we go.
Their major life forms, the Anticons and the Cele, have become deadly enemies. We are to deliver these delegates to this sector's neutral conference planet in the hope their dispute can be resolved.
We can already smell the Anticons. Will our quarters be near the Anticons?
About 100 meters apart.
Oh, that's not going to be good enough for them.
Unsatisfactory.
See?
If you'll follow me.
And we must be upwind from the Anticons.
Not upwind. I want to see what the Anticons look like.
Even Parliament's peacemakers may find this case a little difficult.
We've seen difficulty. I think we can handle it. Maybe. I like to be optimistic.
Sir, my sensors are picking up an unusual energy object ahead.
On screen.
Oh, is it a space buoy? No, it is some type of a cloud.
My sensors read nothing solid, but considerable energy and changing patterns.
Change course to make a close sensor pass.
We're making a close sensor pass on an unusual object, Geordi. Any problems?
Not at all, Lieutenant.
For the moment.
No life form readings, sir.
Begin the pass.
Sir, it is changing shape.
Oh, lovely. Call Dr. Crusher.
What happened?
I don't know, we got hit by some sensor feedback, maybe.
Ooh, sedate him. Sedate him. Doctor, move faster than this. Now scan him.
He was just monitoring the sensor console when he jerked, as though something hit him. It was a glow.
Could your visor device have malfunctioned?
No, absolutely not. Can't y'all just run the tape back and just watch what happened?
Sorry to call you, sir. It's about the dietary requirements of the Anticon delegates. Their live animals were beamed aboard. We were going to preserve the meat for them, but I
what
said we
happened?
must bring it to them alive.
Are all the animals no longer alive? Is that the problem? Oh, great. Oh, she'll be able to sense stuff.
Are you all right? Yes, perfectly. Both of us. Quite normal now.
Now, did it just transfer to her, or?
Where am I? What am I doing here?
That's the story the doctor will tell you.
Well, he seems back to normal.
Physical sciences class. We're studying Dr. Channing's theory on dilithium crystals.
Tell me about it.
Was the electricity we saw an alien?
Matter and antimatter could be aligned even more efficiently.
Would that affect navigation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. The helm's located on the bridge.
Something wrong?
Yes, sir. Something is wrong. An alien that wants a starship.
This is the helm.
Unless there have been some changes I don't know about.
You will wish to know Lieutenant Worf is much improved, ready to return to duty. A temporary mental aberration.
He knows that doesn't sound right.
When such a diagnosis concerns a bridge officer, I expect a better explanation. Use Science Station 2, Doctor.
Yeah, Data, what do you see?
What does helm control have to do with medical cross-checks?
She's been possessed. It's transferring from person to person.
Why am I...
Is something wrong, Doctor?
Come on, girl. Finish your statement.
I'll do my work in my office. That's where I should be.
Captain, there is a malfunction in this station. Science 2 does not function either, sir.
We have something wrong with warp drive circuitry, sir.
We've seen this before. I wonder how they're going to change it up.
Data, this ship is less than a year out of space dock. What are the chances of this occurring?
Very slim.
It is a virtual impossibility, sir.
So what the hell is going on here?
I feel like I've already figured it out for the most part, but I'm probably missing a piece of the puzzle.
The affected systems don't generally interact with each other. And where they do, it wasn't an interlink that was malfunctioning.
I want an explanation of this by the time we reach Parliament.
It's like every time we get delegates on the Enterprise, stuff goes left. but it makes for good TV, or I guess in this case, streaming.
Your food supply is not on the same deck as the Cele delegation, sir.
And you have to admit that these could kill. You're on notice that all of your weapons, no matter what their basic function, are being confiscated.
Good.
Violence will not be tolerated on the Enterprise.
And if any does occur, let me assure you, it will not be we Antikins who start it.
Okay, that feels very loaded.
But
See?
we will finish it.
He said don't start none, won't be none. However, they will finish it.
Data, signal parliament will be delayed.
Sir, subspace radio is out.
It must be someone from either alien delegation.
Or, hear me out, call me crazy, the purpley blue cloud that y'all passed, with hints of pink, if I remember correctly.
Immortal Sherlock Holmes would have an interesting view of our mystery, I believe.
I was just thinking about Sherlock. What's Data thinking?
If the control network breaks off at this point...
It bleeds warp engine commands off into dead ends. But I believe I can handle it from here, Mr. Crusher.
But sir...
You are scheduled for classwork now.
You're still a kid.
But I don't learn nearly this much in school.
Well, I tend to agree.
Yeah, that's understandable. I know this is way more exciting.
Wes, you're only an acting ensign. You've got to let the commissioned officers do some of the work.
I've learned a lot more than they understand. With Channing's dilithium crystals theory I was telling you about.
When were you telling me about that?
See, she doesn't remember.
This morning, don't you remember?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Dang, I didn't see that coming. I'm trying to figure out who could possibly be next. Oh, please don't jump to Worf again.
I just found Mr. Singh. He's dead.
Dang.
Those aren't the same readings as when I left. He couldn't have repaired it, sir. The problems were inside the engines.
Your shipboard problems do not concern me.
They should. Our delays are your delays.
Exactly. You should be concerned.
I must ask where you were during this vessel's Earth hours of 1800 last night and 0700 this morning.
Eating. It was a large meal and a very interesting animal.
Please don't give details.
I want to try hypnosis on both of you.
All right, let's do it.
One thing is clear. Almost all of the peace delegates answered our questions with lies. We can learn something from non-disclosure.
Indubitably, my good woman.
All right, Sherlock.
As Holmes would have pointed out, during the time in question, something was afoot.
I love this.
They were too engaged in their own affairs to have disabled the ship and murdered the engineer. They would rather kill each other than any of us. It's elementary.
I've been waiting for him to say that.
Beverly, can you hear me? How do you feel at this moment as you lean over him to take the specimen?
I feel someone else. Get out of my mind.
This is perfect.
That's almost exactly what you said, which confirms the feeling of duality that I sensed earlier in both of them.
Why didn't you report it?
Exactly.
I assumed at first it was the kind of duality that we Beta Zeds feel in all of you. I believe something invaded them.
Thank you, finally. Data in this pipe.
Let's proceed without the pipe.
Some of us are sensitive to smoke.
We've eliminated both the delegates and the ship's regular complement.
Data, what are you suggesting?
It's an alien.
When other contingencies fail, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
All right, I like it. Come on, Picard. What? Where did the magnifying glass come from?
What is it?
Helm control just went down. She won't respond.
And that's what it was asking about.
Helm is down, sir. There's no apparent reason.
Captain, we've just dropped to impulse power.
Uh-oh. Geordi, what'd you feel?
Sir, are you all right? I thought I just saw him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
No, he's not.
Everything is fine now.
Oh gosh, it got all the information it needed.
Why the drop to impulse power, Lieutenant?
The helm is suddenly malfunctioning, sir.
You're wrong. Look again.
Captain, I was just... Well, there's nothing wrong with it now, sir. Everything is just as it should be.
In that case, make our heading.
The way he got up.
Do you want to double back on our course, sir?
Ooh, does she sense it? Say something.
That energy cloud, Commander. I I believe it important we have another look at it.
But we're behind schedule for Parliament already.
It wants to go back to the cloud?
Perhaps you'd like to share your reasoning on that, sir.
Do you believe a ship captain should explain every order?
Technically, no. But in this case, yes.
I demand to see the captain.
Stop! Return to your quarters!
Oh, this is about to get ugly.
What is that doing on our deck?
Oh, hey, Column. Y'all stop.
Exactly what do you believe you're sensing from him?
I just feel that the captain has become perhaps dangerous.
Good enough for me.
Then he'd have to be relieved of command.
Yep, sure would.
Which you could do, Doctor, but it's beaucoup trouble if you're wrong.
I'd need a medical log citing clear evidence of incapacity.
But he has not been showing any overt, unusual behavior.
Ultimately, I believe he will.
Yeah, if y'all keep testing him.
I'd like you to come to sickbay for some examinations, Captain.
I'd be glad to when I'm free.
You're free now.
I'd like to conduct them now, sir.
Get to stepping.
What can I do for you, number one?
Follow her instructions.
It is my duty to inform the captain. We believe he may be under some kind of alien influence which may constitute a danger to this ship.
Very well put.
You will arrange medical and psychiatric exams, both for yourself and them.
I'm concerned that you've suddenly turned the ship away from its course.
What's happened to your mind, Doctor?
Trying to play mind games on everybody.
Do I have to call security to force you to report to the sickbay?
Well, that backfired. Is it possible the alien made a mistake and didn't want to be on the Enterprise and is just trying to go back home? What has happened?
Sorry, wrong species.
That is terrible.
Cellies are playing hide and seek down here, obviously with the Antikins. It's a lethal game. I want them returned to their quarters under guard.
Are you Jean-Luc?
He is here.
The Jean-Luc I know.
And more. We wish you could understand the glorious adventure ahead.
So let's explain.
Soon we'll both be home.
So it's just trying to get back to the cloud? Or the energy cloud?
When our ship passed through the edge of this, it accidentally carried away a sentient being.
I figured that out.
And recognizing you as sentient beings, it pleaded for help, but in ways you couldn't understand.
Oh, it was trying to communicate.
And then discovering the computer intelligence. But it furnished it enough to slow this Enterprise thing that had captured it.
It wasn't on purpose.
Very soon after we had combined, we had learned much about each other.
I see no way for you to journey with an energy form.
Isn't there?
Oh, no.
He's planning to beam himself and the entity into that cloud.
We'll beam energy only.
I don't believe this is going to
A
work.
resignation from this command and from Starfleet has been appropriately recorded.
I refuse to allow this, sir.
This is crazy.
I judge you to be disabled and mentally incapacitated.
Like that was gonna work, Dr. Crusher.
Someone restrain the captain!
The transporter chief has no idea what the coordinates were, sir.
Still no readings. No sign of anything.
That sentient being is something else.
Mr. LaForge, it's time to set a course for Parliament. Warp 8.
We're really leaving him.
You're gonna have to.
Wait! It's the captain. But only the captain. He's out there alone. He's in trouble, so we have to beam him back.
Right, he might die.
The entity was caught in the ship's circuitry. The captain might try to get in the same way if he's in trouble.
Bring us right into the edge of it, LaForge.
Aye, sir.
This is a bit odd.
Something crazy on my panel. Commander Riker. Status?
P for Picard.
Yeah?
He's in the ship's circuitry. I knew we had to have the captain's physical pattern here, sir. He was the last one to beam out.
Well, we just gotta go for it.
Energizing, sir.
Now explain what you saw and what you experienced. I got so many questions.
What the devil am I doing here?
Now he doesn't remember a thing.
What's happening to me, number one? I remember there was talk of an entity.
I believe the captain is now his separate self, sir. Much of what happened is naturally missing.
Oh, that's right. The memory loss.
Is this still Sherlock Holmes?
Indubitably, sir. Indubitably.
Well, at least you got rid of the damn pipe.
I actually kind of like the pipe.
Security Team 2 reports they've discovered a puddle of blood outside the Celly quarters.
This couldn't have waited a moment.
No, I can't wait.
One of the cooks has just been asked to broil reptile for the Antikins. And it looks like the Celly delegate.
Oh, jeez.
I think I do need a rest. Take charge, number one.
Personally, for me, I feel like this episode could have been two separate episodes. Like with the Antikins and I believe they were called the Sealays. I would have liked, and I don't know if this is going to happen later on, but I would have liked an episode that focused on them just a little bit more in terms of, I feel like it just was going back and forth so much so that it felt like two separate plots that just, I don't know, like I get it. Okay, we have the delegates and something happens on the ship. We've seen this before. And then we have this alien entity that just attaches itself to multiple people, goes through the systems of the ship. Again, we've seen this before. I could have used two separate episodes and two different storylines. And I'm not saying it to be a bad thing. I just, I like learning about the different, and I know they're not technically members of the Federation, but I like learning about the different alien species and, like the history, like how did we get to this point? But yeah, it could have, I feel like I just need a little bit more from this episode. And was it a bad episode? No, I just feel like I could have used just a little bit more. This is definitely one of those been there, done that, bought that t-shirt, I outgrew it, and then I donated it to charity type of an episode. And again, I know season 1, they were finding their footing, okay? So I'm going to give them grace throughout all of season 1 and all of season 2. That's the plan moving forward. I will say I did like the hypnosis part of it because I know that they don't have a Vulcan. I can see how Counselor Troy is so essential and just a great part of the team because I didn't know she could do all that. Being able to see her do that, that was nice. Okay, that was a highlight. The whole noose on a hook, I was not mentally prepared for that one. Saying that they were trying to catch... Come on now. This just... I don't know why Star Trek, and I know it's for the plot, but personally, if I was in Starfleet, this is what I would do. One set of delegates on one starship and the other one on another one. I wouldn't risk it. The way these two groups were acting, absolutely not. That's just a recipe for disaster. Would have made a very interesting episode if that plot line was separate, personally, I feel like. But hey, what can you do? So overall, do I think this was a bad episode? No, I don't think it was bad. Again, they were finding their footing. I will say it was a little confusing with Captain Picard leaving and then his energy. And it's like, so what did the entity really accomplish? My thoughts on this will probably change once I go through and edit, because obviously, that does happen when... like after I post on Patreon and then I go through and do the YouTube edit and I'm just like, oh, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch this. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel after I edit, but those are my thoughts.
We have discovered another Class M planet in the adjoining Rubicon star system, having determined it to be inhabited as well as unusually lovely.
Unusually lovely? So like shore leaf lovely?
Riker says the planet's life forms are almost identical to us. You've been talking about it for days. Shore leave for the crew.
Aha. They look a little giddy.
Class M, Earth-like. Beautiful. It will startle you.
Sounds wonderful for the children.
We've been here before.
I've listed my report on their customs and laws, sir. Fairly simple, common sense things.
They make love at the drop of a hat.
Oh.
Any hat.
Oh, we might see some friskiness in this episode.
Happiest report has its negatives. Let's start with them, number 1.
There are none, sir. None that any of us could find.
That's peculiar.
I'm reading something off the starboard bow, but there is nothing there.
If you approve shore leave, sir, we could start with a small group.
Wesley, I'd like you to join the away team to evaluate this planet as a place for young people to relax.
Wow, look at that.
Let's just hope it's not too good to be true.
Well, dang, why'd you have to say it like that? That's just setting you up.
We are in orbit of a planet designated Rubicon 3.
Oh my goodness, there's Cheeks. Oh, Wesley's gonna see Cheeks.
Health and happiness.
A pleasant day to you.
You did return as promised.
Oh.
I must welcome this lovely one.
Oh dear. Oh, not the neck. Oh, look at her grinning.
Healthy sensuality, sir. I feel mainly friendship and, happiness.
Oh, I'm sure they're very happy.
And I welcome this huge one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Nice planet.
Worf is funny without trying to be.
But you are a young one.
Hands off.
I do not know your custom regarding love.
I'm too young for that.
Whatever you usually do.
Uh-oh. Okay, this episode is gonna have me speechless.
Our rules are simple. No one does anything uncomfortable to them.
Come, our people will want to know you.
Okay, so y'all are big on consent.
Perhaps they can't run.
That's the custom here, running. Lead the way.
So y'all don't walk? Y'all just scurry everywhere? Yeah? Can y'all imagine if that was the custom, like, here? That we run all the time? Okay, it looks kind of like Epcot.
Children, we brought you a new friend.
Those were the children?
Here you go. And now it's time for you to meet some new friends.
Oh, y'all get massages too?
Everyone! We've brought the visitors.
Please, enjoy what we have.
I've traced it through our sensor channel, sir. It is not a glitch or any other form of error or malfunction.
So y'all should have sent data down there.
Enterprise to object off our starboard bow. Request that you identify yourself.
It's not a cloaked Klingon ship, is it? What the heck is that? Well, at least they complied.
Data, what the hell is it?
After complete spectral analysis, it's as if it's not really there.
I've got some information on its first transmission, sir. Stand by.
Stand by for what? It's a bubble. All right, no funny business now.
State the purpose.
Oh, whoa. Can you lower your voice?
State the purpose of what you have done.
Oh, sending people down to the planet? Did we make a mistake?
Why have you left your own life forms there?
We found that world uninhabited.
Do not interfere with my children below.
Data was wrong.
But it is asking me if I was constructed for information exchange.
Ooh. Oh. He powered him down so he could download the information.
Watch, I bet you can't do this.
Well, go on, Wesley, show him.
I want to do something too, with you.
What?
It's something you can teach me, will you?
Why have the voices changed?
It's playing ball. Will you teach me?
Oh, sure. A stick or a branch. About this long, this thick.
We can get it in the gardens. Come on.
I'd be too through. I was like, I'm tired of running.
I am not concerned with pleasure, Commander. I am a warrior. For what we consider love, sir, I would need a Klingon woman. But with the females available to me, sir, they are quite fragile, sir.
Oh.
Worf, if anyone else had said that, I'd suspect he was bragging.
You learn something new every day about the Klingons.
Captain, do you read me?
So here's the thing. There is a godlike bubble on the Enterprise.
Is there a problem?
We've lost contact with our ship. Help me locate Wes. He's wandered off.
Are you telling me that there's no crime here whatsoever?
Long, long ago, there was much disorder.
And what happened?
Those who enforce laws?
They are called mediators.
The punishment zone. No person ever knows where or when a zone will be.
And so no one risks death.
Death?
Oh, gee.
Anyone who commits any crime in the punishment zone dies?
The law is the law.
Oh, this isn't good. Y'all need to leave.
And there's always a white wall or fence to remind anyone of a forbidden area like that.
And just who tells visitors about these rules?
Exactly. We're just now finding out.
Here it comes. Come on back. There you go.
Wesley's gonna break a rule.
Here, toss the ball ahead of me.
Uh-oh.
No, Wes!
Oh, no, no. So y'all didn't realize that was behind him?
Couldn't you see the fence? It's for new plants. Don't ever go past a white marker. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Oh, please no. He doesn't know. He's from another place.
How very sad.
It won't happen again.
Oh, yeah, it really won't, because they're trying to kill him.
They've got some strange laws here,
I thought you reviewed their laws.
but they listed nothing about punishment.
Is there a witness to this transgression?
Yeah, they're all right here.
Are you prepared for punishment?
If you mean what the others were talking about.
Then absolutely not.
Death, of course. Don't make it difficult for the boy.
Ooh, this is about to get ugly.
Drop it.
Y'all really thought we were gonna just let you do this.
You said death. Is this poison?
But of course it is completely painless. The boy would have felt nothing.
He was gonna kill me?
Yes, Wes.
It was announced you came as friends. Is this how friends act?
Did you not hear them say that your punishment isn't written for us to know about?
Enterprise from away team, come in. Are you receiving us, Enterprise?
Has Data's download ended? Oh, it's still going. Finally!
We may need your presence here, Captain. We have serious trouble with a member of our away team and an unusual law they have here.
The boy, Wesley Crusher. Where is he, please?
He is safe and unharmed.
He better be.
Do you execute criminals?
No, not any longer.
But you did once.
Yeah, but for actual serious stuff.
Capital punishment in our world is no longer considered a justifiable deterrent.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in this era.
Unfortunately, we have a law known as the Prime Directive. Is the boy in any danger from you at this moment?
Be honest.
We are delaying enforcement of the law. But we must act by sundown.
We have encountered a strange object. Have you any idea what it is?
I don't think they do.
Do you mean God?
I mean, it did act like it.
CMO Crusher, sir. Commander Data has just regained consciousness.
Yes, I think she needs to know.
I want to speak to her personally about her son. And so you promise that Wesley Crusher is safe until sundown?
You have our word.
Then will one of you return with me to our ship?
Is that forbidden?
I'll go as a hostage for the boy's safety.
No, that's not it. I want you to identify something for me if you can.
I'm frightened.
There's no reason to be.
But if McCoy was here, there would be reason to be frightened. He would be complaining about scrambling your molecules.
Captain, I've just seen the away team report about Wesley.
In a moment, Doctor.
In a moment?
She is a concerned mother.
Well, since you have all this power, why be concerned about our laws? You could take the boy from us.
Well, I'm glad that you can see that. We're just trying to be reasonable. Oh. Well, start talking.
Do you know what that is? Is it God? How do you recognize what it is?
It has appeared before.
Does it speak to you?
Oh, no.
Captain!
Return my child.
Yeah, pissed him off.
Yes, do that, but hurry.
One to beam down to away team location. Hurry!
I would be yelling at the bubble to come back so we could talk.
He's being held safely until sundown.
When he faces execution. If he were your son, you'd be as frightened.
But I am.
Fortunately, they stopped short of overloading my circuitry.
So it is a vessel of some sort.
It was probably unwise of us to attempt to place a human colony in this area.
Oh, that's why.
The planets in this star cluster in which we could have colonized. The largest and closest.
Data, don't babble.
I'm not aware that I ever babble, sir.
You kind of do.
Do they know of our Prime Directive?
They know everything I know, sir. If we violate our own Prime Directive, they might consider us to be deceitful and untrustworthy.
I can understand that.
The Edo want to execute my son. I will not allow that to happen, Jean-Luc.
The emotion of motherhood is compared to all others felt by humans.
Shut up!
She took the words right out of my mouth.
I do tend to babble.
Okay, well, take this and work on some self-improvement.
I need help, my friend. I cannot permit that boy or any member of this vessel to be sacrificed.
Although they have learned of the Prime Directive from my mind, what are their values? Would you choose one life over 1,000, sir?
That's a good question.
I refuse to let arithmetic decide questions like that.
I could feel that whatever they are now, they once existed in this dimension just as we do.
Then, in some earlier flesh and blood form, they might have shared our kind of values.
We know the Edo share them, sir.
That's a possibility.
And you should know that, whatever the cost, I will not allow them to execute your son.
I'm looking forward to seeing how we get Wesley back.
It's almost time. I want the boy brought here now.
I'll go with you.
Of course.
I saw you share the sky with God. You must be gods.
I can see why you would think that.
Mother. Captain Picard. Are you going to let them kill me?
Of course not, Pumpkin.
You are powerful. But do not do this to us, we beg you.
We do now have a law I must obey. And part of it says that I must protect my people from harm.
Exactly.
We did not ask you to come here.
But technically, y'all were fine with them showing up.
It is God who will punish you.
Does this mean if you save me, the entire crew could die?
You're not involved in this decision, boy.
I'm sorry, sir, but it seems like I am.
Oh.
Stand by for 6 to beam up. Wesley. Lieutenant.
What of justice?
What of justice to Wesley?
I'm truly sorry, Leator, but I must have justice for my people too. Energizing.
Oh my gosh. God's stopping it.
God has prevented your escape.
Then your God is unfair. My son had no warning that his act was criminal.
Exactly.
I don't know how to communicate this, or even if it is possible. And I say to any creature who may be listening, there can be no justice so long as laws are absolute.
I agree.
When has justice ever been as simple as a rule book?
I really like that line.
Seems the Edo Lord agrees with you, number one.
Nicely done.
We will remove the human colonists from the adjoining solar system if you signal us to do so.
Is that a signal?
Suppose it must be. I was hoping for more.
Same. Something more obvious.
I was hoping we might learn more about it. But since we can't, take us out of here, number one.
And let's not come back ever again. I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed the previous one. However, we went from being comical to absolutely crazy and ridiculous very, very quickly. My thing is this. I'm happy that Captain Picard did what he did. Did I think that Wesley was going to die? No, didn't think so. However, this is where my frustration came in with this particular planet. How are we supposed to know that there were punishments if they're not written down for us to know about them? Ooh, here we go. Because, see, this is the way my brain works. Now I'm starting to, think of certain things and piece certain things together. Now, there could be a possibility that because their God was upset that we dropped off people at this particular location, that God's thinking, well, it's only my children that are going to ever be here, and they'll learn their lessons, and we've created this perfect society, and I don't see any reason to have it written down that there are going to be these punishments. Not me trying to be a defense for this group of people. It's not even that. It's just that just hit me. That's probably why we weren't able to find out that there are actual punishments, because it wasn't actually very clear when the last execution was, but clearly they do know the rules and they do know what would happen because they all live here. We're all complete strangers, quite enjoying everything that we're seeing and experiencing. Maybe, possibly, hopefully, they'll actually have it written so that the mediators don't have to come and do what they did with Wesley. And you, again, going back to the children, you would have thought they would have led Wesley away from any situations. But then again, they are kids. What is it? The front part of your brain, your frontal lobe, Your brain doesn't finish developing until you're what, 25 years old? I'll give them a little bit of grace for that. I'm sure the costume department had plenty of fabric left over from making all of their costumes, because there wasn't much left to the imagination with this group of people. I do commend Wesley's mother, because if it were me, like, I understand I have a duty to the Enterprise, and I know I probably got to keep it in and be professional, but if my child, as soon as I found that out, no, we're beaming down. I need to see my baby. This is not happening. Data's download, that was interesting to see. I get what he was trying to do. I know I was kind of joking a little bit here and there about him babbling, but I get that he's like me. I talk a lot, and you want to give details and make sure that things are clear, but I tend to go on really long rants. I'm working on it. Not really. Y'all should see how much stuff I cut out of my talks at the end, because I'm just like, I've gone on a tangent. I need to stop. This was actually really good, and I liked it more than I liked episode 7. YouTube, we are rocking and rolling, and I am having such a great time with The Next Generation, and I hope you guys are enjoying these reactions that I am bringing it to you guys. If you feel so inclined, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and please hit the notification bell so that you guys know whenever I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!